Everybody, this is a cup of freshly brewed coffee that tastes like freshly brewed coffee, but more importantly, this is a Staffordshire oatcake filled with cheese and bacon. And at last, it tastes just like a Staffordshire oatcake with cheese and bacon. Fill 2 more of these, I've got some cashing up to do. Run titles. Welcome back to Quick Pond Lifestyle. So, for anybody new to the channel who was wondering what the heck was going on there, drinking coffee and eating oatcakes, I had COVID about, well, it's nearly a month ago now. Completely lost my sense of taste and smell. Got it back yesterday. Oh man, I tell you what, I'm just eating cloves of garlic, and I'm eating onion, and I'm eating cheese and onion, and I'm eating oatcakes with cheese and bacon in, and oh, flavours. I tell you what, you don't realise how much you enjoy the flavour of things until it's taken away from you. And when it comes back, oh. So, as I just said, welcome back to Quick Pond Lifestyle. What have we got on today? Filters. I said a few videos back that I was getting ready to step into winter and get some filter cleaning done. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to get some filter cleaning done today. This is like a one-off event that I usually do, because I usually do my filters in stages, so I'm not messing the whole thing up too much. But just as I go into winter, because I'm not feeding anymore, ponds down to below feeding temperature at the moment. I know in my last video a lot of people commented that they still feed their fish through winter. Okay, interesting to see how that goes then. You know, keep in touch with that one, because yeah, if I can feed for longer, then that suits me fine. If I can find some solid evidence that says to me feeding your fish under 10 degrees does no harm whatsoever if you're unheated, then I'm all ears. But at the moment, yeah, we're back to cleaning filters today. So cleaning my filter is a Kockney Koi 10,000 multi-bay filter, and before I start I usually close off the bottom valve, but keep the pump running so it's pumping water into the pond. So I'm maximising water in the pond, minimising water in here. So as you can see, this now has dropped right off below the outlet. So I'll flick it off there, close the valve like this, and then away we go. So what I've got there is sponges, then filter floss, then moving bed, and so on and so on. So I've got to get all the brushes out first. We'll get the brushes out and then we'll move on from there. Let's crack on. Right, so filter system is completely isolated off now. I'm going to give the bottom drain a couple of purges to clear whatever's sitting in the bottom, because I'm going to winter then knowing that the bottom drain's pretty clear. But again, I usually check that off with the winter anyway. So as you can see, the main valve's closed now, mucky in there, everything from in there is in there now. So that's clear, and then I've got these last ones to do. I don't usually do it all at once. I usually just do a couple of bays and a few days later do another couple of bays and then the last one at the end. But because it's winter and I've no food going in the pond now, I'm going to just get it all cleaned up. Give it a really good clean over so when it goes into winter nice and clean. Okay, so just give the bottom drain a quick purge. Open the bottom drain. A little bit of muck in there, nothing major though. And let that close. Right, so that's pretty clear after the second blast, so I think the second one might have done it. But I'll give it one more go. But I think this time I'm going to close the valve because I don't want to waste too much water. And here we go with the third. Zipping clean, that is. Lovely jubbly. Just close it off a second. Right, as you can see, I've still got the spare bit of Jap matting that came out of that bay when I did it. So this is quite a handy piece because it sits in at the back and sort of fills in a bit of space. That's quite handy, that is. Right, I'm still using my filter floss, which as you can see is doing a cracking job at the moment. Look at all these cases, these fly larvae cases. Interesting, I wonder if how many's in the pipes actually. I'll get rid of them as well. So anyway, we're going to change this. And also wash through my Jap matting. Now I usually just chuck a couple of buckets of water on here. So that's what I'm going to continue to do because I don't want to knock out, especially this time of year, any beneficial bacteria. So I'll get this bay done first, and then we'll give that a wash through because this needs to be empty first. Okay, time to get the foam bay sorted. It's not too bad actually for those fly larvae thing. Still quite a few on the outside there, but I think these are just the cases. See, I thought the fox should have removed these, but obviously not. Maybe that's a myth. I don't know. Anyways, let's get on. If you remember, I turned all my sponges upside down when I made the changes, because now the water flows up through them instead of down through them, so hence why the bigger brushes, the bigger sponges are at the bottom. Right, you can see how mucky this water is now. Flipping heck. Yeah, I've left this for a few more days than I usually do. Really because, like I say, I've finished feeding now, so I wanted to make sure that the maximum come on. But even with having the filter floss in there, it still doesn't catch everything. The stuff, the real fine stuff in your pond still gets through to here, which is why I try to catch it at the end here as well. So I'll only get this emptied, then I can get that washed through. I'd also just like to give it a quick swish with my trendy looking shovel. So that can make sure all the muck is swished up off the bottom and all goes down the drain. Otherwise you spend a lot of time bucketing out what's left in the bottom, because as it's doing now, this is now all the silt's dropping to the bottom. So anyway, there you go. Just empty this and then we'll start swishing through and then clear this out again. Right, so that's nice and clear and empty, but now we've got to flush through this with my bucket of water. Let's see what comes out at the bottom of there. There we go, swishing quite a bit through. Let's do another one. Okay, nice and clear again. Let's give it one more bucket load over the jack matting and see what comes out. Alright, so that's looking a lot cleaner now. You can see the bottom, which is good. So that took 3 swishes through of that to clear this. Let's get this sponges back in. Right, so I've left everything now to just sort of start filling up a little bit, because I've used a lot of water. As you can see here, I've used at least 2 inches of water out of there, and obviously the water out of this. It's good actually, because it's giving my pond a bit of a water change as well. So now what I'm going to do, the last one I usually do, is siphon out all the muck from the second bay, which is my second brushes bay, and get all that muck out of there, and then away we go. Almost done. Right, so this just gives you an idea of how effective just using the siphon to get the rubbish out the bottom. Look at that. That's half of it done, siphoned, and then I've got to finish this bit off next. But I could have emptied this whole section and wasted all that water, when if I just give it 40 minutes to an hour or so, and all of the sediment sits on the bottom, and then all we do is just siphon, 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 and it just siphons it all away. Cracking stuff. So there we go, all done, siphoned off. Every bit of rubbish is out of that one, every bit of rubbish is out of that one. And all I've used is half a bucket of water. Fantastic. Ka-ching, every day is definitely a school day. Fantastic stuff. Right, just give this a clean off. This is where it all gets splattered. Before we turn everything back on. So there we are, all done, ready to roll. Clean, zing peng. Not touch this because this self-cleans itself. As this is bubbling away with the air, it self-cleans and falls into that bay, which we've just done. Not had to touch any of this because we just pour the bucket of water over that, which releases it into this bay, which was also emptied, and we've now completed that. I'm now on top up because, as you can see, We've used quite a bit of water out the pond. Oops, sorry about that, a bit too fast that maybe. So we've used quite a bit of water out the pond. As you can see that bit that I cleaned there, so it kind of gives you an idea of how much was actually used. So we're on top up mode now. So before it goes dark, because it's only 4 o'clock, it's getting dark already. So what I'm going to do, I've opened all the valves up now, both ends, so this is now no longer isolated from the pond. Turn the pump on, just got to pick the levels up a little bit, equalise it out because I'm gravity fed, so it just needs to be equal, and then away we go from there and we're all up and running. So my filters are now winter ready, as we're down to 8 degrees now, so we're not feeding anything to the fish. They're creating their own ammonia stuff at the moment. So anyway, let's get this kicked back in. Okay, so everything's back up and running, all the valves are open, part of the pond again, water's running in, water's running back out into the pond itself from the filter system. So this is now done. So I'll just keep an eye on this over winter and just do regular checks, because there's no food going into the pond, there won't be as much waste coming into here, but I'll probably still have to keep an eye on it and just keep it nice and tidy over winter. So let's just have a look at the bays now they're done. So I wanted to take this opportunity just to thank everybody for your kind messages when I came back from the COVID thing. Everybody wishing me well, get well soon and so on. We hope your taste comes back, which it has, thank God. And everybody out there at the moment, if any of you got COVID at the moment, best wishes from myself and Koi Pond Lifestyle is, I hope you get well soon. And if you've not had it yet, avoid it, because it ain't nice. And in next week's video, we're going to see if we can do something with this giant chip. Okay, it's not a giant chip. It looks like a giant chip, doesn't it? It's that piece of foam that Steve got me from down the road that we're going to try to fabricate and make some sort of a cover for the pond window, so that we've got something to cover it over winter. And on that bombshell, thanks very much for watching. If you like the video, click like, subscribe, ding the bell for notifications, share to all your friends. Thanks very much for watching. This was Koi Pond Lifestyle.